Hello, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Guys, I am so excited for this video because I'm finally going to bring my 2024 planner stack to you guys, which means I can start using them. I'm so excited. So let's just start with the things that really don't need too much of an introduction because it's things that I've been using that are going to continue into the new year. So let's just start with the budget planner, of course. So this is my drill down budget planner. I am using the light version. There is a max version. I do have a whole dedicated, like a couple of videos dedicated to this planner. I do have to set up 2 more tracker pages with you guys. Those videos are coming, so stay tuned for that. I haven't forgotten. So I'm toying with the idea of using the light version for like my home and my personal and like my actual get things done budget planner, and then using the max version with you guys. Like, I'm still going to show you both, but using the max version for my monthly budget setup so that you guys can see both of them. So next year I'm thinking to feature my drill down budget max version more on the channel because I have been doing probably the last half of 2023 in the light version. So I think you guys get the idea. It's pretty simple, straightforward. So if you like the idea, leave a comment or hit the like button and I'll know. But that's the idea that I'm toying with for this. So move this one out of the way. Okay, I'm gonna save this one for last because this one I'm actually gonna flip through. And then let's do, this one is my 7 Seas Crossfield A5 from nanamipaper.com, and this is just a dot grid A5 notebook that I will continue to use into the new year, and I just use this as a creative journal. I do have a small little memo pad that I scratch down, my first initial ideas, and that's just like my everyday carry for whatever I need. If I'm on a phone call, I'll use that. If I have an idea that it's not really, fully fleshed out, I'll scratch it down on there, and then I'll come in here to like draw out a new layout or a new theme or anything like that. That's what this is for. So this one gets more detail when I have time to sit down. You know what? Let me grab it. All right, so this is my everyday carry. It's just like a notepad, and it came in a 6-pack. So just want to show you guys that really quick. Okay, so that'll be that, and those will work together. And then this is my Hobonichi 5-year planner, and it started in 2020. 2024 is the last year, but this is not technically in my lineup because I'm not going to use it as a 5-year. But in order for me to use these TN covers that I like from Paperbound Creations, I'll link her down below, I need like a pretty good chunk because the ones that I buy are 1.5 inch, and it is the tool cover, so don't be mistaken. It's not the actual TN size that I get from her. It's the tool 1.5 size that I get from her, and I asked her to add TN strings. I did add it in this planner myself, but she definitely will add TN strings for you if you leave it in the notes of your order. So I do have my winter cover that way, but I'll show you guys that during the winter setup or like my January setup. So in order to use these covers, I do need a pretty good chunk. So next year, all I have technically is going to be this little chunk, but it's not going to really fit too well in here. So just so I can have a bulky TN and that it will fit this cover better, I'm going to keep this 5-year Hobonichi Techo in my lineup just for like functionality purposes. But what I am going to use this for is a topical Bible study. So if I want to study a certain topic according to the Bible, such as like fear, I'll look up different scriptures relating to fear. And what I'm thinking to do is it is divided by 5 sections right here. So I'm thinking to just find 5 different scriptures to write right here, and then this will just be a memos page for whatever I want to do, whether that's prayer, whether that's journaling, whatever it is. If I want to elaborate more on my thoughts of whatever topic I'm studying, then I can do it right here. Or if I want to dedicate a whole couple of pages to a book of the Bible, then I can go ahead and do that. But this is basically what this is going to be for. It's going to be more for Bible study. So I'm hoping that by keeping it in my actual TN cover that I'll get to it next year, but it's not like a main focus. So it is, but it isn't in my lineup. And then these two are just A5 undated monthly planners where they have 14 of these monthly calendars, and then it has a couple of note pages in the back, 17 pages. What I was going to use these for is one was going to be my production calendar, and then one was going to be my content calendar, but I'm actually taking these out of my lineup and I'm going to use them in the future for something, since they're undated, so I could just put them up on the shelf. But I have replaced these with some pages in my catch-all planner, so that's why I'm taking these out, like these actual books, but actual planners are not out of my lineup. Okay, so we got, let me move this cover out of the way. Okay, so we did this one and we did my notebook. Okay, so the last bound book is this Ara, Estelle, and Annie Plans dated A5 2024 Essential Weekly Planner. That was a mouthful, but I just want to make sure you guys get the right one because they have a few different options on their site. So for 2023, I was using their weekly vertical classic undated in A5, and for 2024, I am switching over to their dated 2024 essential weekly in A5, and I'm going to use this as a meal planner. Originally, I was going to use this for something else, but since I had another planner fall off of my lineup, this became my meal planner. So this, I really like it because it's just, as the name says, it's just an essential weekly planner. So it doesn't have like a whole bunch of fluff. So it has this perpetual calendar, and what I'm going to use this for is my husband's schedule. He is in med school right now, and I need to know his schedule so that we can coordinate meal plans. So I'm going to use this section right here in order for me to keep up with his schedule. So it's front and center, but it's not in any of my actual like weekly pages taking up space. So, and I can like reference this for the years to come while he's in school. So that's what I'm going to use those pages for. And then it does have blank pages right here. I don't really have plans for any of the pages, or yes, I do. I don't have plans for this page, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. Otherwise, it's just a blank page and that's perfectly fine. So for this, I am going to just jot down all of my dinner ideas on this calendar. So I don't really use these spaces right here, but if it's like this time of the year where I need to do a holiday menu plan or something like that, then I can use this margin right here and then use the space down here. But for the most part during the year, I'll mostly be using this section to jot down meals so that I can go week by week to set up the weekly meal plan. But after the monthly calendar, there is a blank page before the weekly layouts start. So for these 2 pages, I'm going to use them as a freezer / pantry inventory. We did pick up a chest freezer for Black Friday, so we now have an upright deep freezer and a chest deep freezer, and you guys will see more about it later, but that is what I'm going to use these 2 pages for, is just to take inventory of the pantry and those 2 deep freezers. So that's what I'm gonna use that for. And then for the weekly pages, it does have this horizontal weekly, and it is a Monday start. And over here on the monthly calendar, it is a, where'd it go? A Sunday start. So I know that can mess some people up, but I actually really don't mind it. If I had it my way, I would be using a monthly start calendar just so it flows better with what I'm doing, because I typically meal plan from Monday to Sunday. So, but either way, like I said, it really doesn't matter. So it has a column right here. These 2 pages are line grid. So over here, I'm going to use it for any to-dos for that week that'll help me meal prep. So if I need to set something out to thaw, or if I need to pick up something for the kids for school, like that's where that's going to go. Just any extras that'll help me get ahead when it comes to meals. And then the planner does have this little calendar, which I think it'll be fine for me, because then I can circle important dates or when we plan to eat out or things like that. So I could find a use for it. If I use it, great. If I don't, it's not a huge deal. But I do like this because they do have up at the top, they have a space to put what week of the year you're on. So I could use that as it hits Q4 to start counting down and setting up for Thanksgiving and setting up for Christmas. Like I could figure out what week I want to do that on my Google Calendar and then just mark it off up here. So that's what I was thinking for that, which would be good. So another thing, if I use it, great. If I don't, that's fine. And then I'm going to use this for the weekly meal plan. And then I'm going to use this side for a grocery list. I'll probably split the page in half because we do go to Costco. So I'll do one side for groceries and then one side for Costco grocery list. So that is what I'm planning to use. And then this planner just goes on quite simply with the same weekly spreads. And then it turns right into the month. You get that those blank pages after the month, and then the week starts. So it goes like that throughout the entire planner. And then you do get a good amount of notes pages. I'm not going to sit here and count them, but I will show you the thickness. And this is Tomoe River paper, so you can just imagine the amount of notes that you get. So you get this amount, there's the back page, and then so you get, plus these 2 pages, you get this amount of notes pages. So that is a good amount of notes pages. So I really do like this planner. I like the simplicity, and it's definitely going to get the job done when it comes to meal planning. I definitely could use this for work planning as well. That is an idea, but for 2024, we're going to stick with this for meal planning. So that is all of the bound planners that I'm going to use, and that's going to be in my TN covers. And then my budget planner will be Frankenplanned into one disc-bound planner, so that I'm carrying my TN and I'm carrying my one disc bound planner. So I'll probably carry a quarter at a time in my disc bound so it won't get too chunky. But moving on to this, I did make this cover front and back, and I was inspired by the composition notebooks. So it's just like composition notebook with stickers on the front. So, and then these discs are like a blush pinkish kind of color from the Happy Planner in the 1.25 size. So she is cute. I am proud of this cover. So on the inside, I didn't do anything just because this cover is for me. I am toying with the idea of making this cover available. If you guys do want me to make this cover available, I can do that and put it on my website. I'll link the website down below, but leave it in the comments if you want me to make this cover available, and I definitely will do so. Okay, so moving on. This is my hello page that I created in Canva, and this planner is Frankenplanned with stuff that I made in Canva and stuff from my drill down budget planner setup. So I'll go into more details, but this is my hello page. And then this will look familiar because these 2 pages are the exact same from my budget planner. So I just printed it out from my budget planner templates and I put it in this catch-all planner. So easy peasy. So 2024 yearly overview right here. This was a notes page, but I turned it into a day off schedule tracker because some days that I get off and my husband get off, the kids don't get off at daycare and vice versa. So this will allow me to look and see what gaps there are when it comes to our daycare situation. So for example, the daycare is open on Veterans Day, but I get that day off. So that's a day where I can get more stuff done if I need to, versus there's a day in the fall time where the daycare will be closed basically for a professional development day. And I need to know, they haven't told us what day that is, of course, because it's 2024, but I need to know that they will have that day off because that's more than likely not going to be a day that I have off. So I will probably need to either work from home or arrange babysitting with the grandparents. So that is what I did up here. And Our son is going to start actual like public school next year, so I did leave his column mostly blank to leave space to adjust to the new schedule for the new school. So that is what that is up here. And then down here, I am going to track my husband's finals, and he does get some days off for admin days. So I want to know what those are too, so that for the like meal planning and just making sure that we have a quiet environment for him at home. If I need to call in grandparents to help me watch the kids so that he can study more, like that type of thing is all going to go on this page. Okay, and then here is 2025 yearly overview notes page, and I'm just going to jot down anything that may come up later in 2024 that I need to know for 2025. So that's what that is for. And then this is going to be my vision board. My word of the year is going to be nourish, and that is going to be across the board from nourishing my relationship with you guys and just, getting out content that you want to see, that you resonate with, as well as products that you want to see and resonate with, as well as nourish myself, my family, and things like that. So across the board. But in this planner, nourish is going to mostly focus on me personally and my relationships and things like that. So over here, I do have this page split up into 4 sections, and I'm going to use them as quarterly goals. So in Q1, I definitely need to update my self-care routine. I definitely need to get to the dentist because I have a few cavities that need to be taken care of, and I have been neglecting my dentist appointments, but I've been making sure the family goes. So I need to nourish myself next year and make sure I'm getting the things that I need done for myself done. So one of those things where I'm just going to mostly focus on my dental hygiene. So of course I brush my teeth, but just like I just said, going to the dentist and making sure I wear my retainer, because I did have Invisalign almost a decade ago, but I stopped using it during the pandemic because I didn't want to keep putting my hands in and out of my mouth during the pandemic. And now that that has mostly subsided, I want to go back to wearing my retainer. And I did pick up like a little retainer kit or whatever, but that's all that to say, I'm going to focus on my morning and evening routine so I can incorporate more of these things that will nourish me during 2024. So that's what that is. And then Q2, I already have it. This was a goal for this year, but I did not make it. And it is to basically declutter the paper in my house. It's absolutely ridiculous. Paper is my kryptonite, and I just need to sit down and do it because I like a clean environment. I like a tidy environment. I'm not talking like white glove clean or like library organized, but I do like my environment does affect my mood. It does affect my health. So I want to make sure that visual clutter, which is borderline pet peeve, but there's a lot of paper visual clutter in my workspace at home. So I want to make sure I clear that up. It's been a long time coming, but anyway, that space is for my vision board and my personal goals for 2024. I will go and create like the vision board in Canva and then update this and make this all pretty, but I just scratched down the things that I know for sure that I want to work on in 2024 before I lost those thoughts. So moving on, this is another spread that I took from the Drill Down Budget Planner, and this is the 12 empty spaces that you could do whatever you want with. For these 2 pages, I am going to track birthdays and holidays on these 2 pages. So I already wrote down my family's birthdays, and then right here I wrote down a couple of holidays from the beginning of the year just so you guys can get an idea of how I'm going to use it. So really simple and easy. And then these 2 pages were notes pages, but I set them up as when did I last trackers. So this side is for like the family's appointments. Eye doctor, I'm the only one that wears glasses right now, so I'm the only one that needs to go to the eye doctor. And then this is appointments for the family to go to the dentist twice a year. And then right here is just annual checkup. So I already put those in there so that I can go ahead and start scheduling stuff for 2024 when I get moments or when it gets close to the time that they need to go again. Okay, and then on this side, this is when did I last do stuff for the car. So oil changes, rotate tires, things like that. So Oh, I should tell you guys what the columns are. So this column for back to like the appointments is who, what, and then 2 columns for when did I last and when do I need to do it next. And then these 2 columns are for the amount. So the amount that I need to budget and the amount that it actually was. I am not holding myself to filling these in because I do track this stuff in my budget planner, but it would be good to have these at a glance in my personal planner, just so I can be thinking of, at certain points of the year, I may want to push that out or do it a little bit early because I don't want a dentist appointment during the holidays because I'll be trying to eat. So, and then over here, for the car maintenance tracker, I have a space for what vehicle it is, the service that it got, and then 2 columns for when. So when did I last and when do I need to do it next? And then same thing for the amount, budgeted and actual columns. So these 2 trackers I really needed this year, so I went ahead and created them for next year. And then the 12 empty spaces again, but this time I'm going to use it for home maintenance. And this is just things that I need to do on a monthly basis. So I do put this stuff in my phone so that it can alert me and keep track of it digitally. But some of the things when I get busy, I will forget to do, and then I'll look at my tasks. It's just like backlog of tasks, and then I'll be like, oh crap, I forgot to run the cleaning cycle on our washing machine or something like that. So I want to put those high level things on these 2 pages so I don't forget to do them whenever I get busy. So these are the most important ones, and then all the other stuff where it's like change out the sponges and all that kind of stuff I have still in my phone. So that is what that is for. And then these 2 pages I created off of Canva, just some quick habit trackers. And I'm not going to use these as daily habit trackers. These are going to be more for tracking stuff when they occur because I am terrible with daily habit tracking. So the things that I want to track each month, well, let me kind of explain it because it's probably hard to see, but there's spaces enough for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months of 5 habits. So this is going to be January through June, and this side is July through December of tracking the same or, different habits every month. And to start off with, I want to track my cycle, and I am going to do a color code on that because my cycle used to be steady. I could set my clock by it, but after my kids fill in the blanks, now we took measures to make sure that we don't have any more kids, and it kind of is throwing off my cycle. So I want to track like what's going on with my cycle here, and then I want to track when I have allergies. I don't have like serious allergies, more like hay fever type of stuff, so I just want to track when that is, so maybe I could start to notice a trend. So that's mostly what these are for, is to notice trends. And then I want to track when I get sick, and I probably will add in some more trackers to track when the family is sick so I can see trends there too, but this one is specifically for me. And then I want to track when I get headaches. I don't get like migraines and stuff like that, but I do get like tension headaches that I'll just take a baby aspirin and it'll go away type thing. But I do want to track when I get those because maybe there's like a trend where my headache is coming on as a precursor to when my cycle is about to hit, something like that. So that's what habits I want to start off the year with. And of course, I'm leaving space to track different habits, but for sure I want to track my cycle for the year. Okay, so that is what I'm using those pages for. And then there's a notes page right here that I just printed because I didn't want it to be blank. And then this I made on Canva, and this is my Techo Kaigi. So in my planner lineup video, I said that the Techo Kaigi is a spread that I do want to create for 2024 and onward because I do find them useful. So if you don't know what a Techo Kaigi is, I just found out myself, but it's basically a planner meeting with yourself about planning. So you can also think of it as like a planner review periodically throughout the year. So initially I'm going to do my first Techo Kaigi in March or like early April so I can figure out how this setup is working for me for the first 3 months, and if I need to make any tweaks, that's what I'll do. So the spaces right here is I have a space to write down what I like, what I don't like, changes to make, and things to tweak. So changes to make will be major, like I don't like this dismount system, I'm moving to a bound planner. things like that. And then things to tweak will be more for like these printables that I am going to make, where I just maybe need to tweak something and change a layout real quick to continue the year, but mostly I'm happy with it. So that's what this setup is for, and I'll do this probably end of March, early April. And then this is my mid-year Techo Kaigi, which will probably happen in July sometime, where I'll sit down and I'll really think about the last 6 months, what has been working for my planner lineup. So again, what I like, what I don't like, and then I'll actually switch it up and put what I need and what I want. So this is what I will start to use mid-year, so that I can start thinking about the things I want to change, so that when pre-sales come up and things like that, I am more prepared to make decisions that are based on like actual facts and like how I've been doing with my lineup for the year versus like how I'm feeling at that moment, or if I'm feeling FOMO or anything like that. That'll help me not to fall into, you know, buying planners that I don't need, but just think that they're cute. And this is not to bash anyone. Of course, buy what you want. This is just to help me stay on budget, because everything in the planner community be cute to me, but it's like my coins do not run that deep. So I need to stay focused and just get what I actually need and, you know, a little bit of what I want. Okay, so that is the mid-year Techo Kaigi. I just wanted that to be plain and simple, and I did make this on Canva. So, and then moving on to the year-end Techo Kaigi, and this is spaces for up to 10 planners. So I'll write the name of the planner that I want, and then I'll write down the actual planner that I am going to buy or use, or whatever kind of setup I want for that specific planner. So for example, I need a budget planner. I'm always going to need a budget planner. And then right here, I'll write down a drill down budget planner. And then right here, if I want to stick with the Ara Estelle and Annie Plans essential weekly planner, then I'll go ahead and write that down, and I'll put like meal planner right here. So 10 planners to write down what planner you are going to use for the next upcoming year, and that'll be 2025 for this one. But I found this useful in my setups this year and prior, so I want to keep that in my lineup. We're just moving it over to Discbound. So there are some things in here that I clipped together that I'm not going to show you because I already started using it. And these pages right here are basically a monthly calendar, and this is going to be my production calendar. I'm already starting to think about the things that I want to offer in the shop, so that's why I have these together, so that I don't spoil it for you guys, and I'm already using it, but just know that I'm using a calendar to figure those things out. And then this side I am using as my content calendar, so 1 month on one page. And then this was the setup that I was going to use for my catch-all, but because if you watch my lineup video, I told you I needed kind of like a dual horizontal, where on this side I can do my personal planning, and then on this side I can do work planning. But I wasn't really vibing with this setup, and I did create this on Canvas, but I wasn't really vibing with it, so I redid it. But I had already printed 3 months worth of these pages, so what I'm going to do now is use them for my content calendar. So I don't know how, but I'm just going to use them up. If anything, it'll be just, you know, a very well structured notes page. But monthly calendar, and then I will figure out what I need for my content calendar, because I don't really need much, but I do need space to figure out like what I want to post and write down any ideas that I want to include in my script and things like that. So otherwise it'll be like this, where I'm using one side for like structured, this is what I'm going to post on this day, and then a line notes page. So I'm just going to play with it, figure out what I need, but that is going to be like a month, and I'll pop in as many pages as I need, but it'll go on. Like I said, I already have printed January through March, so I already have the February monthly calendar, and then I already have the March monthly calendar, but I'm just going to use it in January to figure out what all I need from the pages that I printed out for February and March. So that is a work in progress. And then I do have these pages from the Happy Planner. This came on like on a paper pad where you just tear it away, and it was already punched. So I'm going to use these to flesh out ideas for my scripts for my videos, so that If I have any ideas, then I'll go ahead and write it on here. If I need to link something in the description, I'll go ahead and write it right here and then check it off when I do it. Things like that. So that's what I'm going to use this for. So all of this, and I did pop a couple of pages in here, but the rest of these pages are just the January through March that I printed with these today pages from the Happy Planner popped in between. So that is the production calendar and the content calendar. So now we're moving on to my actual business planner. So this is one of the Drill Down Budget Planners, the light version, my sample that I received from the manufacturer, and that one did not come with like these tabs. So I just thought it was good to use, like repurpose into my business planner because it's the same exact setup. I'm already familiar with it. Why not? And I didn't want the pages to go to waste because it was a full 12-year planner. So that's what I'm using here. I'm not going to go into it because, I mean, if you watch my budget videos, then you'll already see what I budget for business and everything like that. So just know that my business planner is moved into here now. And then now we're going to go into the dividers that I made in Canva. So the inspiration for this planner, I forgot to say it in the beginning. If I had to give this planner a name, I would just call it Clip Art Gratitude. And that's because it is based on a composition notebook, as I said, and it has like stickers and stuff like that. But the dividers kind of loosely fall into like seasonal. But I took real pictures for the most part, and I put clip art in there so that I could be reminded to cherish the small things in our everyday mundane lives. So that's where the clip art comes in, and I kept them pretty simple. So I'll just flip through the dividers because I'm pretty much done with the setup pages, but I do have to show you the weekly pages that I made for the catch-all. So I'll show you that. So the divider, this is January, it just says goals. This is February, it says love. This is March, it says memories. April says dream. May says imagine. June says explore. July says smile. August says thrive. Says breathe. October says reflect. November says feast. And December says celebrate. So I made all of these in Canva and I thought they were super cute, so I just printed them at home and then I popped them onto another actual sample planner, but like the real version of the Drill Down Budget Planner. And you know, the Drill Down Budget Planner's dividers are pretty simple, so all I did was white out the date and then I glued the picture that I printed of the dividers onto the tabs, and that's basically what I did. So now I have my own little seasonal planner, and yeah. Okay, so to go ahead and show you guys my weekly layout now. So for each month, I'm going to have 2 month on 1 page monthly calendars. That was a lot. So this side is a Monday start calendar, and then this side is a Sunday start calendar. I just wanted to test them both. I'm not really a stickler on Sunday or Monday start monthly calendars, but I just wanted to put both in here because maybe one will work better for me than the other. But I do know that I do enjoy the monthly start, but this side will be for personal and then this side will be for work, just because work doesn't really matter if I have a Monday or a Sunday start because I don't work on the weekends. But anyways, 2 monthly calendars on 1 page right here. Like I said, personal, work. And then I'm going to go to this. I'll flip one more page so you guys can see it clear. This is my updated version of my original idea to have my personal and work planner on 1 weekly spread. So this is what I came up with. So I'll do my personal up here. There's 7 spaces. And then I was thinking to do meal planning right here. There are 7 spaces so that once I'm done with my monthly meal calendar, I can just put like what the meals are for the week right here, so that if I'm on the go or whatever, I'll still have my meal plan in both places, because I typically take this with me and I may leave my TN planner at home. So this goes with me everywhere. I carry a backpack. I don't typically carry small purses unless I'm going to a social event, and at which point I don't really need my planners. So typically I have a larger purse, so that's why I can carry this with me. But anyways, personal up here, and then I shrunk this side down. It was like this. I shrunk it down to just 5 spaces because again, I don't work on the weekends. So it's just space for me to write down each day of the week. On this side, I will do any meetings or appointments that I have. And then on this side will be any like to-dos that are due that day. This is like mostly going to be my time specific section, whereas this side is just a to-do list. So I'll just write it down, and then once I'm done, I got space to check it off right here. So simple and easy right here. And then over here, I made this into a line grid to write down and keep track of everything I need to do for my site, YouTube, everything like that. I'm going to use this empty space in order to keep up with that, because I don't quite know what I need because I'm new to a stationery business and I don't really need that much for YouTube. So I want to have an open space to do with as I please and to allow me to make changes as I need to whatever setup I do for my content creation and all that, like my side hustles. So this is the weekly layout, and I printed it 5 times, and this time I only printed 1 month's worth because we're not about wasting paper over here. So I'm going to test this out for January, and then if I like it, I'll print out February and so on and so forth. So that is my catch-all planner, and that is my 2024 lineup. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you want this cover available in my shop, go ahead and leave a comment down below and I'll put it up. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.